Have you ever felt like you stepped out of time? Like for a split second, the world around you wasn't the one you knew? For two British academics, Charlotte Moberly and Eleanor Jourdain, this feeling wasn't just a fleeting sensation. It was a terrifying reality that unfolded on a summer afternoon in 1901. They were on holiday in Paris and decided to visit the grand Palace of Versailles. They were looking for a smaller building on the estate, the Petit Trianon, but soon found themselves lost in the sprawling gardens. As they wandered, a strange feeling began to creep over them. The air grew heavy and still. The vibrant colors of the garden seemed to fade, and an unnerving silence replaced the usual tourist chatter. It felt, as they later described, like looking at a flat, lifeless tapestry. That's when they saw the first figures. Two men, dressed in old-fashioned, three-cornered hats and long green coats, appeared to be palace gardeners. The women asked them for directions, but the men just pointed them along the path without much of a word. Following their direction, they came across a small cottage with a woman and a young girl standing in the doorway, both dressed in 18th century peasant clothing. It was odd, but they thought perhaps they were historical reenactors. But the feeling of dread only intensified. The landscape felt wrong, unnatural. They saw a deserted kiosk, and sitting near it, a man whose face was scarred and repulsive, wearing a dark cloak and a wide-brimmed hat. A wave of pure evil seemed to radiate from him, and the women hurried past, their hearts pounding. Further on, they saw a distinguished-looking lady sketching on the lawn. She wore an old-fashioned summer dress and a light-colored hat. She looked up at them as they passed, and they felt an inexplicable chill. Something about her gaze was unsettling, as if she was seeing right through them. Finally, a footman in livery rushed out from a building, slamming a door behind him, and told them the way to the Petit Trianon. As he spoke, the strange, oppressive atmosphere suddenly lifted. The world snapped back into focus. The sounds of other tourists returned. The colors of the garden were vibrant again, and the feeling of dread vanished as quickly as it had appeared. When they reached the Trianon, they joined a wedding party that was being shown around, and the strange, silent world they had just left felt like a distant dream. Confused, they didn't speak of the incident until a week later. As they compared their memories, they realized the depth of the strangeness. The path they had taken, the bridge they had crossed, none of it was on any current map of Versailles. They began to research. Moberly, driven by a need to understand, dove into the history of the palace. Her research uncovered something chilling. The man with the scarred face matched the description of the Comte de Vaudreuil, a courtier and a known enemy of Marie Antoinette. And the lady sketching on the grass? Her appearance, her dress, the exact spot where she sat it all perfectly matched descriptions of Marie Antoinette herself, just days before the storming of the Bastille and the downfall of the monarchy. The women believed they had not just gotten lost in the gardens of Versailles. They had somehow slipped through time and witnessed a memory, a ghostly echo of August 10th, 1792, the day the palace was attacked and the royal family's fate was sealed. They published their account anonymously in a book titled An Adventure. It caused a sensation. Skeptics tried to debunk it, suggesting they misinterpreted historical reenactors or simply got confused. But Moberly and Jourdain held firm. The oppressive atmosphere, the unnatural landscape, the historical figures who perfectly matched their time. It was too detailed, too specific to be a simple mistake. They believed they had seen ghosts, not of people, but of a specific, tragic moment in time, forever imprinted on the grounds of Versailles. So the next time you visit a place steeped in history, pay attention. If the world suddenly feels quiet and flat, if you see people who don't quite belong, maybe you're not just lost. Maybe, just for a moment, you've stepped into the past. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more strange stories from history.